Late last year, my Wambugu apples fruited and we got our first fruits at exactly 1.2 years of growth. They started flowering when they were just about 9 months, as promised. And by 1.2 years, like 3 months into the flowering season, we had fruits, and there were quite a lot of fruits per tree. Not all of the trees gave us fruits, but the ones that gave us, they were really juicy, they were really crunchy, they were really sweet, and we had a blast. But we've had a delay in production ever since. This is like past half of the year since we had our first production, but the second one is taking its sweet time despite our best efforts. As expected, this delay in production has been quite disappointing. We really do want to have a taste of the apples once again, the fruits, that is. So I've been checking around to see what could have gone wrong, starting from the water, having enough water during the dry spells and depending on the rain, which has not disappointed for the better part of this year, and then putting manure in time. But then that has not really worked quite well for us this time. So in my quest to have homegrown apples once again for this time of the year, because we're headed to the other, last year they fruited around the end of the year, so I'm hopeful that we're going to have another fruiting session towards the end of this year. So I did a video about this disappointment, and these are some of the solutions that that were recommended to me, and I just ordered some organic products to help trigger the flowering and also avoid flower abortion. The thing is, we did have some flowers, but they did not turn into fruits. The fruit setting was like our main problem for this first half of the year. The knowledge I have is that the Wambugu apples give us fruits all year round, but we are well into the first half of this year, and well, we had like two fruits, lots of flowers, but lots of flower abortion as well. And these are some of the products that were recommended to me through the comment section. Thank you to everyone that encouraged me and gave like opinions about solutions that might work. We're going to try this and we're going to confirm if it actually does work. So these are organic products. I ordered them from all the way from Nakuru. They were shipped to me via Inacoach and they arrived just now. And I went for small quantities because I'm on a trial. So I hope they work. And if they do work, I'm obviously going for a bigger quantity. So this is potassium right here. And then we had like three products. This is Limosal, which is like a fungicide, an organic fungicide. And the company that was recommended by Priscilla is Packmax. And these are the uses that this product is recommended for: late blight, early blight, and all those other diseases. So I love that it has a wide coverage, and I hope that it's going to help heal whatever is ailing our plants. I really do feel like the plants can still thrive even without these products, but because they're organic, I'm willing to give it a shot because it does not affect the chemical composition of the fruits in the long run. And then again, it's going to boost productivity. But if it were for just home use, I wouldn't even care so much to just use these products, because I've had lots and lots of fruit trees around here give us a lot of fruits that we don't even get to consume fully because there are a lot, even without trying so much. I feel like nature does have a way of just balancing itself out if only we're patient. But when you've invested in this and you're eager to see the results, the patience runs out real quick. But then again, I'm really looking forward to the time that we're going to have a lot of apples on our trees, apple fruits on our trees. That's going to be heavenly. So that's why I went for this product. I talked with Priscilla of Wonderful Heaven. She's like a sister to Kate of Wambugu Apples. So I feel like I should trust in their recommendation, because of course they have lots and lots of fruits on their farm, and she did say that these are some of the products that they use on their farm as well. I also had lots of people commenting in the comment section of that video about my disappointment with Wambugu apples, and they did say that some elements were missing, and that could possibly be the reason for the delayed production. So here goes my tool of trade, my Jacto 16-liter pump, and then I'll use my detergent right here to wash it clean thoroughly, because you know it's a multi-purpose pump and it might have used something that might harm my plants, so I'll just choose the detergent to clean it thoroughly before I put in my organic fertilizers. So these are the two I'm starting with. This is Humipro, it has potassium, and then we have Limosal, which is like a fungicide. So calcium is best applied alone. I'll just mix these two to save on labor and water, and then I'll apply after 10 days. I'll apply the other one. So the thing says you need 200 ml for 20 liters, but because my pump is 16 liters, I'll do 160 liters. Sorry, 160 ml for 16 liters. Do a quick math. It's best practice to shake, right? Here we go. It has this seal, and I'll use this to measure. This is 100 ml right there. So I'll do 100 and then I'll do 60. Let's also do the same for the fungicide. Apply 100 ml per 20 liters. So that's like 60 ml for 160 liters. $60 for 16 liters. So then I'll add water in there and soil a bit before filling up to the brim, and then we're good to go. This is non-chlorinated rainwater. Funny thing is, I had not even realized that this baby right here is starting to flower. Perfect timing. There are more flowers over here that are more pronounced. Oh wow, this is a lot. Oh, beautiful. So this is very timely to help prevent abortion and also diseases. And soon, oh, this is beautiful. I had not scouted this place for quite some time, and I'm observing this by accident. But we also already have some of these fruits already established. So this is a good time for the farmer. So obviously this one is well deserved. So one thing I'm realizing is that I don't really need a whole pump, because this is a trigger for fruiting, and I'm only applying it for the plants that are ready to fruit, especially the apples. That's my target. But again, we also have some like this that are already fruiting. So we hope that if we apply that, we're going to have more flowers that will turn into fruit. But for others like these little ones here, there's no need to apply the fruiting fertilizer. They need nitrogen more. Funny thing is, I've never applied any of the foliar fertilizers in any of these plants you see around here, and they just grow using only manure. I came to find out much later that I needed to apply the foliar as well. But look at this, like this moringa tree right here. Look at the growth. I rarely apply anything. I think the soil around here is really fertile, so things grow by themselves. Like this one, I've never applied any other fertilizer apart from the manure. Same with this, and this is the second fruiting season. We already have those established. There are like 3 of them. Last time we also harvested 3, but now of course the productivity is very low because we applied nothing at all. So I'm hoping that because this time we're applying the foliar fertilizer for flower, fruit and flower, then probably it's going to give us better returns in productivity because it's flowering once again right there. But really, the essence for all this was my Wambugu apples, which were quite disappointing for the last one season. And I'm hoping for a better season this second half of the year. This is what we have right now. This is like the second year going to the third. Like 1.5 years old at this point. But the growth is amazing. I don't know how best to give a better view of how tall these things are. They're very tall, but the good thing is the pump is able to spray all the way up, so every leaf gets to enjoy some bit of the foliar. But the growth is really amazing. The branches are quite well spaced. I'm sure I'll need to prune at some point, but I've not gotten around to doing it. So thank you a lot to all the people that gave me feedback on what I needed to do. I went with the applying the foliars, and right here we have potassium and a fungicide, the organic. I reached out to Priscilla of Wonderful Heaven Orchard, and she advised me on where to get the foliars from. I reached out to the it's like Packmax something solutions, and they delivered this all the way from Nakuru to Migori. I received it yesterday and I couldn't wait to apply because the rain season is almost here and we've not really had a break from the rain, so watering has not been a problem. Even right now it rained yesterday, so this place is quite blessed in terms of water, and I feel like the missing element were these potassium and boron. We have like potassium and boron in there, and then we have another one that has calcium, but I feel like calcium is more like a fruit booster, which makes the fruits become firmer and better. So I gave priority to this one for fruit formation and the sweetness and the size. So we're very, very hopeful at this point. Despite the delayed production of our Wambugu apples, we're still very, very hopeful, especially because of the growth. One thing I've come to appreciate about plants or fruit trees, they just need patience. Like the ones that we grow organically for home consumption, they takes quite some time to fruit. And the first few seasons of fruiting are nothing to report home to. It's like a negligible amount of fruits that we get from those trees. Like that lemon over there, we've had like 2 or 3, and that's it for the entire season. Right now we already have again 2, like 3 of them, and that counts for the first half of the year, and it's still fruiting. But at some point, when it's mature enough to support its own weight, I believe it's going to surprise us. So even with this, nature will still take its course. We just leave it to nature, and at some point, I'm hoping that we're going to have a lush garden of Eden back here in our backyard, because we're going to have the beautiful maroon colors and green, and it's going to be beautiful for sure. I can't wait for that day. But for right now, I've come to realize that I really didn't need a whole 16 liters for this, because I'm like halfway done. I'm remaining with this section with really tall trees. I'm done from that other section, and we only halfway done. So because of course you can't really keep this for the next spray period, I think I just have to like redo and just make sure that everything is well served, every leaf is well served. And then we have this right here. Someone please tell me, what could this be? We've been having the yellowing of leaves. Is it like a lack of enough nitrogen? I know I'm due for the manure and I'll get to do that. I only really do it when I'm very, very sure about the amount of water, because I don't want to mess around. But this plant does look like it's lacking something, because it has a lot of these yellowing leaves. So we'll also get around to helping it. But for now, we're doing the fungicide. Hopefully, if it's a fungal disease or something, it will also get to help. But it's like the only one that has. The rest have quite beautiful foliage. And for that, I'm grateful. We've not had a lot of disease scares, just this this one, and then we had another one that was also not looking so good, and I've already sprayed it, and I'm hoping for the best. It's somewhere here. I just saw it somewhere here. Yeah, right here. But the growth is wonderful. Look at that. Very, very bushy, and I like how it has spread out. Like if it were to fruit, it will be able to bear its fruit because it's well spread out. But now look at this. I don't know why this is happening and what the remedy could be, but we've already applied the fertilizer, the fungicide, so let's cross our fingers. It's happening for all the tips, only at the tips. So later on I'll just come and tip off all these tips and allow the fungicide to work, and we'll get back and see the progress. It's good to actually scout your farm once in a while, not once in a while. I do it like every morning and every evening, and it feels like every time you come back, there's something that needs attention. Look at this. This is also another scare. I think this is some kind of pests that are eating at the ninis, the leaves. So we really did need the fungicide. Hopefully it's going to help with some of these. But the others are doing quite well, both in growth and in foliage, but not in fruits and flower and fruits. And that's what we really are looking forward to. Nothing beats the beauty of harvesting something that you've watched grow. It's heavenly. So I'll just, this thing is quite heavy, especially for me, but I wanted to do it myself. I didn't go look for help. So this was a much needed break after doing the entire section and remaining with this little bit here, and then I'll call it a day. And while we're at it, could someone please tell me what could be wrong with my sweet banana? It gets to that height and then starts yellowing. But the suckers are doing quite well. I was thinking of transferring one of the suckers to another place, just in case there's a problem with this current position. And I hope that helps. This is like the second one. The first one we fell down, and then now this is also turning to yellow. Looks like it's gonna be a long journey for that one.